Hello and welcome back to BS Rugby, and things are changing rapidly in the world at the minute with this new Omricon COVID variant, and of course it is affecting rugby. And this weekend we're due to have a host of games in the Champions and Challenge Cup, and many of them have either been cancelled or postponed. Today I'm going to have a look at the reasons why these games have been postponed, look at how it was dealt with by the EPCR and how this will affect clubs going forward, and also look at what potentially we may learn from this. It's going to be an interesting video for sure, so make sure to leave a like on the video if you do go on to enjoy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm interested to hear various different fans and different fans of different clubs and their thoughts on the situation. And of course, hit the subscribe button. It's free to do, helps grows the channel. Let's start off then with how this has progressed. Of course, let's start right at the beginning, where teams went out to South Africa in the URC. They went out there and this new Omricon COVID variant was found and they got stuck out there. South Africa was added to the UK red list, meaning that teams coming back would have to then quarantine for 10 days, and they're trying to work ways around that and trying to work ways of getting teams back. And it was all a little bit of a mess, and it was a difficult time for all the teams involved for sure. And I think the way that it was dealt with by certain authorities certainly wasn't good enough. I know here in Wales, I'm an Ospreys fan, but here in Wales there's a lot of question marks over Cardiff Rugby, how much support they got, and the Scarlets, how much support they got in trying to come back to Wales. We now jump ahead. This Omicron variant is spreading quickly, and there's a lot of concerns about it. And now we have this challenge where the Champions Cup games were due to take place this weekend. First of all, we had Leinster travelling out to Montpellier. This game was due to happen on the Friday night, so I'm recording this on the Friday. But in the week, I think it was on the Wednesday, Leinster confirmed that there were positive COVID cases within the squad. They didn't confirm how many, but they did confirm that there were positive COVID cases within the squad. Now, we found out on Thursday, let me share my screen with you. Now, we found out on Wednesday, or as I just said, about the positive COVID cases. And then on the Thursday, we got a statement that came out, and it's really interesting to read it. So we'll read it together. This is what the EPCR had to say. It said, following a meeting of an independent match risk assessment committee, EPCR has been advised that the Heineken Champions Cup Round 2 fixture between Montpellier and Leinster, scheduled for tomorrow, Friday, 17th of December, at the GGL Stadium, cannot go ahead safely. And this is the interesting line here, and this is where a lot of the anger, of the frustration has come from the Leinster fans for sure. And we'll have a look at the Ospreys statement as well in a second. It says the contest in Pool A is therefore cancelled, with Montpellier awarded the match on a 28-0 5-match points bonus in accordance with the tournament rules. So that is what's been said there. Now, Leinster did put out a statement themselves saying that they were really disappointed in the decision of the EPCR, that they were very frustrated by that. Then on Friday morning, around about 11 o'clock, we got this statement from the EPCR as well. So we got this statement on the Friday morning, around about 11. Racing 92 versus Ospreys decision said the EPCR has been informed by Ospreys that they have recorded a number of positive tests for COVID-19 among their playing squad, and as a consequence, the club is not in a position to safely fulfil its Heineken Champions Cup Round 2 fixture against Racing, scheduled for Saturday. The Pool A fixture, Paris La Défense Arena, is therefore cancelled, with Racing 92 awarded the match on a 28-0 5-match points basis in accordance with the tournament rules. Now, the big thing for me with this statement is quite simply that it seems to be that because the Ospreys can't get a team out there, because they don't have the numbers, the game is cancelled. That's it. Because the Ospreys can't put the numbers out, because Leinster can't put the numbers out, the game is cancelled. Now, we saw this breaking yesterday as well. I'll share my screen again. We saw this breaking yesterday. France to drastically restrict travel from the UK. This was breaking yesterday. It says France is tightening COVID restrictions for travellers arriving from the UK as the government in Paris tries to slow the spread of the Omicron variant. From Saturday, most travellers who are not French residents or citizens must give a compelling reason. Is rugby a compelling reason? Probably not a compelling reason. Then we go on to Friday lunchtime, Friday afternoon, and we get another statement from the EPCR following on from this announcement about France tightening their rules regarding travel into the country. And this is what they had to say. So EPCR round 2 matches. Again, as you can see, this was released around about lunchtime. It says, following a meeting of the EPCR board today, it has been decided that due to current exceptional circumstances, round 2 matches in the Heineken Champions Cup and EPCR Challenge Cup between French and UK clubs scheduled for tomorrow, so Saturday and Sunday, are postponed. So postponed is the big word. This is a consequence of new travel measures between the UK and France, which have been introduced by the French government. And then it says the board received briefings from 3 professional leagues, which included updated information from the respective governments. However, there was insufficient assurances that these matches would not be at risk. Therefore, the intention is to reschedule the following round 2 fixtures to a later date. So those are the fixtures there: Bath against La Rochelle, Sale against Clermont, Scarlets against Bordeaux, Toulouse against Wasps, Stade Francais against Bristol Bears, Worcester Warriors against Biarritz, and then London Irish against Brive. As you read that statement, the big thing that shouts out to me as an Ospreys fan, and I don't just want to pin this on because I'm an Ospreys fan, I think it's important to talk about it. It seems as if Leinster and Ospreys are getting penalised for having positive COVID cases. Those decisions were made, just said, look, that's it. The game's cancelled, similar to what happened with Scarlets last week against Bristol when they were coming back from South Africa. They couldn't field the team because match fitness, not enough players available because of testing positive. And it seems almost as if the European board is penalising teams for having positive COVID cases rather than looking at, can we postpone this game? Can we have it another time? It's almost as if saying it's your fault that you have those positive cases in your camp. Now, I may be reading way too much into this, but that is the way that it certainly seems at the minute. And again, we saw last week with the Scarlets Bristol situation, they said clearly there is no time to reschedule matches. There is no time to do that. That's why we're cancelling games. They said there is just no time to do it. And yet there clearly is, because they're saying we're going to postpone these round 2 fixtures. And there were a lot of fixtures there. There were 8 or 9 fixtures across the 2 competitions. Tonight, though, we are seeing the games taking place that were scheduled to take place. So I know Lyon have travelled across, but they probably would have travelled across before these travel restrictions came into play. But it asks a lot of questions of the EPCR. How can they justify saying last week there's no time to reschedule games, there's no time to postpone games, and yet today they're announcing that there will be postponements and rescheduling? Now, I'm not saying I don't want those games to get rescheduled, because I think it's important that we play the games. We make sure we have as fair a tournament as possible. But why wasn't there that dispensation for the Ospreys, for Leinster, for the Scarlets? It's something that certainly has to be asked. And the bigger question that has to be asked is, how important is rugby right now? How important is it that we are playing these games? How important is it that live sport is taking place when this variant seems to be spreading very quickly? Of course, I don't want to get too political, but we want normal life to continue as much as possible, but is it safe to do so? But I hope that has explained a little bit of the situation for you guys, a bit of my thoughts as well in there. Of course, as always, I'm really keen to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Please keep it civil, but make sure to get your opinions in and I'll get the conversation going. Hit the like button if you have enjoyed this video. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel as we keep you up to date with all things going on. And of course, be sure to follow me on my socials. I post updates on there all the time. So that is the place to keep up to date on absolutely everything that's going on. I broke the stories today as they happened on there, so make sure to follow them. They're all linked in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rugby that is on over the weekend, and I'll catch you soon on BS Rugby. Peace.